Alright, so more Switch Force-tastic, Switch Force-iness. This is Mighty Switch Force 2. Unfortunately, they just decided to port the game over straight from the 3DS shop this time, so instead of having all those nice, clean, fancy HD sprites this time, we've just got,
regular sprites.
Clean and fancy, still incredibly detailed 2D sprites. Oh, woe is us!
I know, it's just, they look really nice on the 3DS screen, but they're a little bit fuzzy on such the big screen, so I just wish they had redone them, but
yeah, they're obviously made for a smaller screen, but they still look nice. Like, even in this video, which I don't think is extremely high res.
Well, no, it's not high res, because I outputted the RAWs in low res, so it would be easier for us to download. For all of you watching at home, this will be in HD, most likely.
The animation on those rock monsters is pretty smooth. Oh, what, has Patty changed from policewoman to firewoman?
Yes.
Basically, yeah. The only people in jail got rehabilitated, so now we get to be a firewoman instead. Now, I like Switch Force 2 an awful lot better.
Wait, they all got rehabilitated?
Yeah,
all of them?
You're rescuing the same people, but now they're not prisoners anymore. They're just...
Civilians.
Yeah.
Wow. Rehabilitation.
It actually happens, I know. What a shock.
Yeah, I do like this game a bit better, too, only because of the water aspect. It brings in a bit more puzzle elements than just shooting things.
It also plays a fair bit faster, too. Switch Force 1 goes a little
take
bit
a moment to appreciate that the game that treats its prisoners like plot MacGuffins treats them more human than most games would have. Like, if they're trying to be artsy-fartsy story-like.
Aren't the name of the girls like the Hooligan Sisters or something?
Yeah,
something
the
like that.
Sisters. They're still called the Hooligan Sisters, but now they're just...
They're not bad.
The rehabilitated Hooligan Sisters.
Yeah. Responsible, productive members of society.
And
by that I mean they're now standing around in the same place, but with that normal clothes on.
So, basically, instead of a laser cannon, we have flood.
Yeah. I think it's a really interesting gameplay thing, because in a lot of ways the hose is a lot more useful than the normal gun, but in a lot of other ways it's a lot more difficult to use. Because, like, you can kill enemies an awful lot faster, but also you can punt babies.
Did we just...
You just punted that baby!
I know, and it's amazing. And you punch the baby shouting, "You're safe!" As if that,
she's annoyed at the crying, yeah.
Oh my god, what the hell?
And you don't have to get the baby to complete the level, it's just an extra thing to get.
Yeah, I
noticed
he has a separate icon.
Getting all the babies.
You get the extra outfit.
Oh yeah, you get gym clothes, Patty. I remember.
Right.
I never played Mighty Switch Force 2 at the point in time, but
it's quite a lot of fun. It's basically it took everything about the first game and just made it better. You know, it's one of those sequels.
Yeah, I can see that. It's Oh, and now we're using the hose to wash away dirt blocks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clean is better than dirty.
It is flood. It is flood.
No hover nozzle though. Although I think in this game that would be even more broken than it was in Sunshine.
Yeah.
So where is Patty keeping all these girls, chicks, whatever?
In her TARDIS pocket.
In her
inside her paddy wagon. Oh wait, she's
TARDIS.
Not a cop.
Why would you make a Doctor Who reference when there's a perfectly good Dungeons and Dragons reference to make?
What,
Bag of holding?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the bag of holding actually has an explanation for it. It's just it's a gateway to an alternate dimension. But TARDIS is just bigger on the inside for no good reason. So
they put more space into it.
Okay, I'm not even gonna touch that one because I don't want to deal with the Doctor Who fan rage at the moment.
That's how it works.
I know it's how it works, but that doesn't make it any less confusing.
Doctor Who is one of those series that tries to sound like it has science behind it, but it's kind of very loose. Ah, yes, productive members of society.
And
Still doesn't know how to use a fire hose.
Saved you all for the 56th time.
Still doesn't know how to use a fire hose.
In the 3D version, of both games actually, the artwork is in 3D too. So like, there are some of the Hooligan Sisters will be in you know, the foreground. Some of them will be in the background, stuff like that. It doesn't really like add anything, but it's nice to see that they're at least trying to use the mechanic for something. Oh wait, I was gonna bring up that that the if you actually spray the Hooligan Sisters with water, they have a little animation of them getting wet and shaking off the water, but I'm not really doing that at the moment, so not really relevant to anything.
Now, you like this soundtrack more than the first games?
Oh, this is one of my all-time favorite game soundtracks ever, which is odd because the game's less than a year old, but this is something that I downloaded and play in my car constantly. It's just, oh my god, so amazing. It's such a high energy soundtrack that I never get tired of listening to. And it's just so goddamn catchy. Also, do you want to know what's really weird about this game when you get the super hose in this one?
It burns things.
Oh yeah, it burns. It can burn the wood.
What?
Yes.
But it's water.
Yeah, I know.
So wait, it's a fire hose that burns things?
It burns just it can burn the wood stuff that you normally need to use those little flamey rock dudes in order to get rid of. Which also
a fire hose in a literal sense.
Which
oh, so we're going to the Fahrenheit 451 version of firemen.
Coincidentally, it also makes this level a hell of a lot faster to play.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Ow.
Oh, fire indeed.
Away we go!
That one has a jetpack, though.
Yeah, that one has exhaust.
I'm trying to remember. They probably used the same exact sprite from the first game in that, so I think that the original 3D version of Switch Force 1 just has the exhaust, so just the Hyperdrive edition doesn't. Odd.
Because it has hyperdrive. Duh!
Exhaust is a thing of the past.
So
Louis,
are we
I
just gonna
want to argue with that logic, but I can't.
So are we just gonna be flipping back and forth between like dirt and fire levels?
No, fire. The fire is generally just like a general hazard. Dirt is in most of. Actually, you know what? Yeah, probably. If the levels don't have dirt puzzles, they usually have fire-related puzzles.
And
Like,
using the fire hose doesn't. I would take it as more comfortable than the blaster because you can just hold the button down.
Yeah, it makes fighting enemies a lot easier because even though the hose goes at an odd arc, it kills once you do hit enemies. It kills them an awful lot faster. So I think it's just a more fun weapon to use, or well, not weapon, tool.
Well, you are using it as a weapon.
Yes, true. It's more fun to use than just a standard gun. And because like there, you see how fast you knocked that guy off, as opposed to in Switch Force 1 where you have to like just sort of gently tap it a couple of times with the normal blaster.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the difference between Contra 1 and Contra 3. Not that tapping the button constantly to shoot the gun in Contra 1 was ever uncomfortable, but when you make the switch to Contra 3 where your default weapon is a machine gun, which just requires you to hold the button down, it's a little easier on the thumb.
It also just makes the game play at a faster clip, which just inherently makes it a little bit more enjoyable. Although that's just for me, anyway.
Well, how big was the gap between Mighty Switch Force 1 and 2?
Like
than
2
a year.
years.
A lot more. 2 years, really?
2 years. I'm pretty sure Switch Force 1 came out in 2011 and Switch Force 2 came out in 2013. Because now you're gonna make me check, aren't you?
I'm already looking.
away!
Okay, Mighty Switch
Force came out December 22nd,
Okay.
2011.
Leather jacket girl just gives no fucks.
Yeah, Switch Force. Yeah, 2011. It came out winter 2011. Mighty Switch Force 2 came out summer 2013. So about
So
a year
and a half.
Also,
now
this.
we've got another kind of gimmick.
Yep.
Yeah, these two things. Also, the track that's playing right now is called Dalmatian Station, and it's my favorite track in the entire game. It's just so goddamn bouncy and catchy, and I love it. Seriously, guys, download the soundtrack. It's free and it's amazing. Do it.
And the only difference in quality here between the Wii U and 3DS version is just one's bigger than the other.
Yeah, it's the same exact
soundtrack, same production values,
same mobile, same everything. So, really, well, in the case of Switch Force 1, I can easily recommend the Wii U version over the 3DS version. Here, it just go with whatever,
console
whatever.
you have.
Yeah, because like if you like the big screen better, go for the Wii U version. Otherwise, I'd say go for the 3DS version because then you can just take it everywhere.
Honestly, though, because they really didn't hesitate to release this on the Wii U, I don't think this is gonna get a Hyperdrive edition.
Probably not, especially since WayForward has a ton of other projects they're working on right now, like Pirate's Curse, which as of this recording still isn't out yet. What the hell are you doing, WayForward? And also Half Genie Hero. Yeah, I don't think another Mighty Switch Force game is going to be a priority for them anytime soon.
Hey, I'm looking forward to the next two Shantae games, though.
I just want to know what happened to Pirate's Curse, because we haven't heard anything about it in months.
Well, no, in their last Kickstarter-ish thing, they said that it's in the final phases of production, but they said that like 6 months ago, so...
Not being able to shoot upward looks annoying.
Well, it's just like Mega Man. It's just a Mega Man sort of thing. Not to mention that it would make a lot of the puzzle aspects of it a little bit more.
A little too easy.
Just one of those things you just have to accept, I suppose.
It's just sort of game logic.
Just for shits and giggles, you know, because by the time we get to uploading, who knows, WayForward might have actually announced a release date for Pirate's Curse. You guys want to take any bets?
Bets when it.
Assuming it comes out this year.
June. June.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess June.
I'll say July.
July? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Well, based on how things have been going with Pirate's Curse, I know for a fact Half Genie Hero's not going to come out this year.
No.
It's such a shame, too, because like, I remember the Kickstarter estimated release date was like this winter. So... Oh, also, speaking of indie games that are supposed to come out this year, when the hell is Transistor supposed to come out?
Doesn't Shovel Knight come out this year?
Shovel Knight comes out March 31st, so it'll probably be out by the time this video comes out. Thank God, I've been waiting for that game for fucking phone. Hate you so much.
I feel so ignorant right now because I'm the only one here who's not following all these indie games.
Oh, Shovel Knight is a game that was actually made by some of the crew from WayForward who made their own studio. And that was another Kickstarter game that looks awesome. Transistor was made by the guys who made Bastion, which was a different indie game that's also great. And Shantae's a WayForward property, so yeah. Now you know.
Ryan, no, not Ryan. Ted, are you trying to time travel?
Oh, what, by going back and forth?
Yes.
You need to hit a past or a future sign first.
Okay, it took me a second to get that reference because I've never played more than like one level of Sonic CD.
I could make an obscure Echo the Dolphin reference, but I don't think anybody would get it.
Somebody would get it.
I would.
Yeah.
Ah!
We should commentate over Echo the Dolphin one of these days.
You play it.
I'm not playing it.
I'd really rather not have to be the one who recorded Echo.
I volunteer, Lewis.
I volunteer anyone who isn't me.
Well, when you think about it, Echo the Dolphin is sort of like Nights into Dreams without actual
Without being
the
good.
fun.
gameplay.
Yeah.
Without gameplay. It's like it controls the same way, except you're underwater and there's nothing to, do except go where you're going. And that makes it sound really boring, possibly because it kind of is.
I don't think you're actually supposed to get that girl that way, but fuck it.
Hey,
Now
whatever
it's time to
works.
get that baby.
If it works and it's not a glitch, it's legitimate.
Yeah.
Thankfully, for the par times, you don't need to worry about the baby. So you can just get the baby on a different run altogether, and you'll be
Yeah.
fine.
The baby doesn't count towards finishing anything.
So, yeah. I
Well,
don't
there's a big empty baby head-shaped blob at the top of the screen, and that calls out to me, so I'm probably going to make sure to get the baby every time.
Well, it's more that if you're going for the par time, you can just do a second run for it, and just focusing on getting the sisters, and you can just worry about the baby later.
We'll say you're going to require some fast fingers.
Yep.
I think you shoot out of the... I don't know if it's just the Hyperdrive edition, because I haven't played the original 3DS version of Switch Force in a while, but I think you shoot out of the launchy things a lot faster in Switch Force 2 than you do in Switch Force 1, which makes these sections a little bit harder to get the timing down on, because you gotta be a little bit more precise.
That
I
hooligan
get
sister
you.
on the very right is plotting something.
Well, it's not like she's an ex-con or anything.
But what did they really do wrong?
Unleash hell upon the city by just unleashing the monsters from a test tube.
No, they're all high school girls who broke dress code.
Oh, those bastards.